man is back.
Oh, okay, boys. Oh my gosh, the man got that stuff. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have the leopard. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But look at that, my God.
This is your boy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash True Inferno. Back at it with another Call of Duty Black Ops 6 commentary gameplay for you guys. What's wrong with Miami? Everybody wants to leave Miami, or to be more specific, superstars want to leave Miami. Superstars don't want to go to Miami. What is wrong with Miami? This is some very interesting stuff. This has been going on for about a month now. Like, if that. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. So, obviously, I'm more focused on the Jimmy Butler situation, but I got to bring this up as well. Tyreek Hill, right? About a month ago or so, when the regular season ended because the Miami Dolphins did not make the playoffs, he was interviewed and he was like, he wanted to leave. And he mentioned the fact that he got to look out for himself and for his family. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean? So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because of the fact that, you know, the fact that he was wrongfully detained by the police. You know, there's that situation. So, but yeah, he gave an interview where he talked about, yeah, he's like, he ready to walk out the door and stuff like that. Well, he actually came out recently, or not recently, probably like, under a week ago, actually, saying that, when he gave that interview, or when he was interviewed and he said what he said at the time, he basically said he was just frustrated with the current situation with the Dolphins. So here's my take on that before we move on to the main topic. That's him trying to cover his tracks to make him make himself look good for other teams who will want to pick him up. That's all that is. Let's be real. Tyreek Hill went out of Miami. I don't care what he said. That was just me speaking out of frustration and stuff like that. I'm not actually leaving, whatever the case may be. Nah. So actually, let me give you the quote what he said in terms of him responding to that interview that he did like over a month ago, whatever the case may be. He said, "What y'all have heard at the end of the season was frustration. I have been winning my whole life, bruh. Y'all don't understand. I bust my ass every day. I deserve to feel like that. I deserve to have some kind of opinion. Y'all just want me to say, oh, well, get him next year. Nah, fuck that. We got to come back. We got to put some pressure on motherfucker. Y'all got to fix this shit. Come on. Add some motherfucking dogs in this bitch. I compete. I love to compete, bruh." So that's what he said. And again, that's him trying to cover his trail or his tail regarding that first interview he did where he said he was, not frustrated, but he said he wanted to walk out the door because he had to look out for his family, stuff like that. And that's to make himself look good for other teams. So if they want to pick him up, they would definitely do it, no problem. Well, that's not the case with Jimmy Butler, because let's get on to the Jimmy Butler situation now. So let's go back to earlier in the year, in January, where he got suspended for 7 games. So what happened here? So I'm going to resort to reading from a few articles. One of them, and this one is a weird pause, by the way, poundingtherock.com. That's an interesting website. So they said the following: Jimmy Butler has been suspended for 7 games. He spoke out against the way the team was utilizing him in a recent post-game press conference. He also alluded that he desires to be traded, a move he had made when dissatisfied with a prior franchise. President of Miami Heat, Pat Riley, who normally does not address rumors, initially said the team was not looking to trade Butler. So that's what they said originally. And he said the following: "We usually do not comment on rumors, but all this speculation has become a distraction to the team and is not fair to the players and coaches. Therefore, we will make it clear. We are not trading Jimmy Butler." And then, this what happened that Friday. So I'm not sure if this is, what the day? Because this article came out January the 5th. So that Friday would have to mean the 3rd. I'm assuming this was January the 3rd, where they said the following: "We have suspended Jimmy Butler for 7 games for multiple instances of conduct detrimental to the team over the course of the season, and particularly this last several weeks. Through his actions and statements, he has shown he no longer wants to be a part of this team, end quote. So there's that. Now, exactly what did he do? I don't know. The only thing we know that he did, or in this case, what we know what he said was this. So check this out. Now I have to resort to NBA.com because they do news articles there as well. So check this out. So when they lost to Indy on Thursday night, I don't remember when this game took place. When they lost to them, and I don't know, they don't have a date. Oh no, there it is. Thursday, January the 2nd. So this was the day before they announced that he was suspended, or they announced that they wasn't trading. I forgot which one. He gave the interview and he said the following. What do I want to see happen? I want to see me get my joy back from playing basketball, wherever that may be. We'll find out here pretty soon. So yeah, that was at the Thursday's game. I want to get my joy back. I'm happy here off the court, but I want to be back to somewhere dominant. I want to hoop and I want to help this team win. Right now, I'm not doing that. That's all he can say. And then somebody asked him if he could find that joy in Miami. He said probably not. So that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. So it was after that when they suspended him. I'm like, if they suspended him because of that, I'm like, what? That makes no sense. Like, if y'all want to, like, yeah, how about you take the next day off so you can, like, work through some stuff? Okay, fine, so be it. That means he missed a game. But to suspend him 7 games is crazy. And it was at the point where the Players Association tried to, like, fight that, but because of the procedure and everything that would have to take place in order for them to even, I don't know, for them to even see some type of result, the 7 games would have been up. So there was no point. So there's that. But it's not over. He then got suspended again, this time for 2 games for missing a team flight. So this is again from NBA.com. So check this out. He was suspended for the second time in 3 weeks, a move that adds to the possibility that he had already played his final game for the franchise, which I'm not sure that's the case. I don't know. So Jimmy Butler drew the latest suspension from what the team in a statement Wednesday night. So this is, I believe this was posted on January the 23rd. I believe this was on the 22nd. They call a continued pattern of disregard of team rules and subordinate conduct and conduct detrimental to the team, including missing the Heat's flight to Milwaukee earlier in the day. The Heat was scheduled to play the Bucks on Thursday and at Brooklyn on Saturday. The earliest he could play for the Heat again is on Monday, which at the time was the 27th, at home against Orlando. So he missed the flight. Okay, justified for suspending him for 2 games. Okay, whatever. No problems there. Oh, we got more info, so check this out. The Heat left for Milwaukee around 2:15 p.m. Wednesday. That departure time is earlier than Miami leaves for most of his trip, and it's unclear if that was a factor for Butler. Okay, so there's that. But he missed the flight. Okay, I can understand they suspended him. Okay, so be it. Now, we got another article, BleacherReport.com. This was on January the 22nd. He got suspended for the 3rd time for at least, well, actually, no, it was a definite. It was a definite. Now, this article says at least 5 games, but I heard it was indefinite. So, as a matter of fact, it even says so in the same article. Second paragraph. The Heat announced that they were suspending Jimmy Butler indefinitely for no fewer than 5 games. Well, indefinite. No fewer than, I mean, which one is it? Indefinite means he's suspended right now and there's no timetable when he's going to come back. But at the same time, you're saying fewer than 5 games. So I'm like, okay, I guess for at least 5. Well, okay, whatever. Okay. I read that wrong. That's fine. Okay, so be it. Moving on. The suspension is due to a continued pattern of, they said the same thing, of disregard of team rules, engaging in conduct instrumental. This is my 3rd time reading this to the team and intentionally withholding services. Okay, that last part is new, but everything else prior to that, I'm like, really? Oh, gosh, that's funny. This including walking out of practice earlier today. Now, let me see. I don't know if this article, yeah, this article does say it. But when First Take talked about it, they didn't bring this part up. And I'm like, what the heck is wrong with First Take? But anywho, here's what happened. ESPN, and they had this dude on the show. ESPN Sean Charwania reported that Butler walked out of Monday's morning shoot-around after being told he was being replaced in the starting lineup by Haywood Highsmith. So, yeah, that's what happened there. So, I mean, do I? It's crazy. My question is, why was he being replaced in the starting lineup? That's my first question. And my second question is, if he's being replaced in the starting lineup, are y'all trying to make him come off the bench, or y'all saying, "Yo, you're not playing"? Which, I mean, so it's like, what does that mean? So there's that, and then, does that give Jimmy Butler any justification to simply walk out of practice? I mean, if this was like the first offense, I would say no and see how it goes. But since how like they've been having issues for weeks at this point, I can't blame him. I really can't blame him. And then in terms of that he's suspending him indefinitely, I'm like, bruh, just trade him at this point. Now, they are trying to find trading, some type of deal for him, but not a lot of people are stepping up, for one, and for two, like the most desirable destination for him is the Suns. But the problem is they're not trading KD because he's arguably their best player. They're not trading Devin Booker because they drafted him and he's been there ever since. And Phoenix would be pissed if they trade Devin Booker. They would be pissed off. So that just leaves, what's his face? I forgot. In the third wheel. I forgot his name. I forgot his name right off the bat. I forgot his name. But Bradley Beal, that's the name, Bradley Beal. But the problem with Bradley Beal is he have a no trades clause. So they would need him to waive that, and then they can trade him for Jimmy Butler. Because based on what I'm hearing, they don't want Bradley Beal there. I don't know who they is in terms of the Phoenix Suns. I'm not sure if it's everybody, including his own teammates. I don't know if it's like funds management. I don't know who it is, but the report is they don't want Bradley Beal on the squad. So that's going to be tough right there because as far as I know, he's not budging in terms of him waiving that no trade clause. He's not budging. So what do I think about all this? So this makes Jimmy Butler look bad, but it's only short term. And here's why. It's going to be really hard for teams to trade for him because if a team trade for him and it's not the team that he wants to go to, he's only there for what? The second half of February, then you got autumn, March, and then the first half of April. And then if they make the playoffs, then there's the second half of April, depending on who he's traded to. Then that's it. And then he walking out the door, and that team will ultimately get nothing long term for that trade. So there's that issue. And then there's other teams that he may want to go to, but they don't want to pick him up because of his attitude. Because he walked out of Chicago. He walked out of Philly. And now he's trying to walk out of Miami. So this is a repeated pattern here belonging to Jimmy Butler. And now teams are looking at him like, yo, this dude, how old is this dude now? And he's still doing this crap? And he asking for this much amount of money? Nah, bruh. Nah. So let me see. He is 35. He's 35 years old. So he's getting there in age. So it's like, nah, bro. We don't want to deal with that from somebody at this age. So they're not going to trade for him. So what's going to happen is this. He's going to have to stay with Miami. Now, the reason why this is short term is because once this season is over, he do have a player option where he can stay with the team for one more year and get more money, or he can walk. And if he were to walk out the door and join the team without them trading anybody, without them trading draft picks, yeah, teams are willing to do that, but they're not willing to give up stuff to get him. So that's why short term, this is not good for Jimmy Butler. Now, in terms of Pat Riley, in terms of Miami, let's focus on Pat Riley. Then I'll look at Miami as a separate entity. This is bad long term for Pat Riley because now people got to look at him and say, like, yo, what's up with you in Miami? LeBron left. KD didn't want to go there. You try to get Damian Lillard, and I'm not sure if he's, because I heard from Stephen A said this on first day that Damian wanted to go there, but something happened where he didn't go. And now you got this. So you got all these superstars either leaving or don't want to go there. So now we got to look at Pat Riley and say, like, yo, what's going on here? Now, here's what we do know about Pat Riley, though. I will say this. He liked to run things by himself. So when he had LeBron, even though at that moment in time, the jury was still out on whether or not he was a... I mean, you could say at the time when he was with the Heat, he was top 10 all time, right? But the jury, the conversation in terms of him being top 2 or top 3, no, he wasn't there yet. Because he hasn't done enough at the time to be there. But it still doesn't change the fact that he had LeBron James. And he would tell LeBron James, no, we're doing things my way. So, yeah. And LeBron didn't like that. So, if he was able to say that to LeBron, then obviously, you know you're going to say that to every other superstar in the league right now. Because none of them are in the conversation. Even though it's like there really shouldn't be the conversation. But, as my phone went off. But, bottom line is this. LeBron is more or less in the conversation for greatest of all time. If Pat Riley is willing to say no to a guy like that, say like, no, I'm in charge. We doing things my way. You know you're going to do that with pretty much everybody else. So, but I believe there's more to it than just that in terms of why superstars are not willing to go to the Heat. And now we have a situation where Jimmy Butler is not used to a GM or owner saying like, no, this is my ship, this is how we do things, blah, blah, blah. And now we got 2 alpha males butting heads and it's not working out. So this made Pat Riley look bad because, again, superstars would not go to Miami. So once this season is over and here's what I think will happen. Jimmy Butler will not be traded. Number 1. Number 2, he's going to walk out. He's not going to use his player option. Number 2. And then, yeah, so that's basically it. So once those 2 things happen, no other superstar will be willing to go to Miami. And if he managed to draft somebody who eventually become a superstar, he's going to run out. He's going to run out unless he is really, really loyal. But outside of that, he's going to run out. So long term, the Heat is going to look bad to the point where they're not going to get superstar players and they're not going to be competitive. And the only way this would change is if Pat Riley steps down or step away or basically, give up the role of owner to somebody else, or whatever the case may be, give up his position to somebody else, then the Heat could bounce back. But as long as Pat Riley is there, they going nowhere. They're not going back to a championship games. They're not going back to winning championships, actually. And they're not going back to being an elite team in the Eastern Conference. And you could even say they're not even going back to the playoffs. Like, they may do a play-in, but they're not going back to the playoffs. And if they do, it's going to be like a first-round exit. That's it. So, long term, this look bad for the Heat because of the fact it's Pat Riley. That's the only reason. So, that's my take on that. I'm going to call it a wrap. So, with all that said, y'all know this is boy New Jack Gatsby, a.k.a. New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.